Okay, thank you very much. My name is Biryomumaisho Dickson, and I'm happy to be here to share with you. Thanks a lot, Dr. Mir. He has been looking for me, and finally I said, yes, this is great, and I'm not disappointed. I see very many people full in the house, and I hope I will be able to share something for all of us based on the small experience I have. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. I looked at the theme, but also the topic that I was given, which is about extension for high value chains. And they gave me like coffee or livestock, aquaculture, entomoculture, among others. And I will try to digest, but also based on a few value chains, but which in instance can cut across. Let's see. On that photo, and unfortunately I don't have a pointer, but on that photo you can see some cashew nut, you can see coffee, and I also tried to put different logos. That is the Uganda National Agriculture Development Organization. That is a member-based organization, the honey value chain, if you like. And I happen to be the executive director for Tornado since 2011 to date. So at least I will give experience based on that. I put a logo for Makerere University because I teach in Makerere University in Department of Extension, and therefore I will try to blend the experience and also what I've seen in academia world. I put World of Bees. World of Bees is purely a trading company, and it provides a market platform for beekeepers. Beekeepers realized that they had Tornado to provide like extension services, voice, things like that. But then they wanted to trade. You want to access international markets. How do you access international markets? For example, if you have only 1 ton, and this came in, because I used to travel a lot to Europe, and I go with small honey samples. Then when I reach there, people say, okay, supply me 2 tons. I say, yes. When I come back here, I say, who can supply 2 tons every week? Everybody is not for scamming. Those guys start calling me. I hide. I remove my telephone number. The emails come in. I try to avoid. I said, but why? So that's how World of Bees came in too. I said, no, we can actually have all the beekeepers have one single kind of market. So whereas they can sell through their various cooperatives or companies, but then they can sell together to access bigger market, like for within the region, but also outside. So like, for example, when we started in 2016, it was not easy. By 2020, we started exporting beeswax to Denmark, to Germany, to Netherlands, and also exporting a lot of honey within East African region. Then I put a logo for Exolink, Uganda. When I was going to trade the beeswax in Denmark, they asked me something that was very strange. And they said they want to know where this beeswax is coming from. I said, what the hell do you want? I have, sorry, I will use language the way I feel it, but you'll excuse me for that. So I said, I mean, I have the beeswax, so what else do you want? That no, want to know the farmer who has produced this and how it has passed through. So I said, So I started looking around, and I got some European colleagues, and we started Exolink Uganda, and this does traceability. And of recent, you must have had things to do with EUDR, European Union Deforestation Regulation, but also traceability. And this company is going to be, it is providing actually services for coffee in regard to EUDR compliance, but also traceability. So I put it here just to emphasize that it is no longer selling your commodity just, but it is commodity and data. It's commodity and the story. So if you are somewhere there and you're growing your coffee or cashew or macadamia or fish, mention it. If you don't think about data and how the data is going to move with your commodity, I think you must be living in another era. So you need to live in the present era, because even beyond the data, they also want the story. In fact, for coffee, like cocoa, for example, soybean and beef, they are not only interested in the farmer, they are interested on the plot where the coffee or cocoa was produced from. And let me take this opportunity to also say that for those of you who could have seen the government trying to register people to map their plots, please allow that, because I know in Uganda usually we have politics thinking it is about taxation or something, but this is about market, because the Europeans were clear. They want to consume coffee when they know that this coffee is coming from the plot that was not deforested below 2021. So that is very important. So if you see them come to register again, please register your plots, because traceability is going to happen that way. And I put Burundi Eco Market because it is involved in carbon credit. It is also involved in macadamia, cashew. So I feel that, and I have, at least I work in all of these, so I know what happens, and I will use that experience to talk to you today. I will first put you into CEO a little bit, because when we talk about extension, when we talk about extension, traditionally, people were always thinking about delivering information and technologies to farmers. So it looked like farmers were there, and then the people who know were this side, so they are giving them information and technology. You do this, get this, use it like this. That was traditionally. World Bank also tried to define extension service, and looked at it from a process of helping farmers to become aware of and adopt improved technology. Again, it looked like there is somebody who is so special going out there to talk to the farmers and give them information. But I tried to say these are good definition in the books, but extension has changed, my colleagues. So now, what is extension therefore? It's no longer saying have, but it's a process that helps farmers to make a responsible choice. It is not you to make a choice for the farmer. I normally, in where I work in Makerere, I normally make a lot of jokes around the extension, because these are people who are academic, so they think they are going to go and dictate to farmers what they are going to do. I mean, the farmer has a choice, because it's about money. If I have 1 acre of coffee, it's my money. I'm also having calculation. Sometimes they don't have written books, business plans, but they have a way they make decisions. So you need to know that there is a choice they want to make, in their opinion, and it must be about optimization. So that is important to note. It's also important to know that you have to help farmers evaluate and improve their own opinion, forming decision-making skills, for example. So that is also very important to know that that is where extension has gone, that you need to help them, and you need to help farmers at least become aware of their problems, and they do analysis on their own and be able to make a choice. Now, I tried to digest in Uganda to give us a little bit of history of the evolution of extension. Then I will come to what I want to really say, because this is what I have read also. I was not there, but I want to relate what used to be there and what it is. We had the pro-colonial era, and during that time, we used to have the chiefs and the clan leaders, and those ones were seen as Alpha and Omega, and therefore they would say, do this or don't do this on this land. And people would do that. It changed a little bit during the early colonial period, which was also purely top-down and very coercive because they were interested in cash crops. In fact, I had my European friends and I was talking to them, and they said the coffee as food. Then I said, what do you mean? Because for us here, we were told, mention 5 cash crops of Uganda, coffee, cocoa, what? But for them, they knew a long time ago that actually coffee is also what? Is food. But for us here, I think all of us must be taking tea when we produce coffee. Please start drinking coffee also. We produce it. We should provide our own market. Probably we would have a better way of negotiating with Europeans if we were also taking our coffee. But now 70% it is their market. So now, how can we fail to do what they want us to do? I will show you why private sector actually is the best extension service provider based on that. And of course, during colonial period, extension services now started going through the chiefs. They introduced those administrative offices that we still almost use up to date. But then at least we see that in the area between 56 to 63, we had extension now through progressive farmer, and by 1997, extension services started becoming professional. Because I don't think that's when also like universities like Makerere University started awarding Karasa or something like that, and now we started having a little bit of okay. Now I will cut my stories. This one I will go. I will not explain that, but let me at least analyze this. All those I was saying, I say it is, however, that is history. But what is the reality actually? If we analyze, who are the actors? Whose business is it? And whose interest is it to have extension for high value chain work? Is it you who has a degree in Makerere University? Because for you, I think also your interest is to earn. If you are a graduate, you are looking for, because when they are teaching us and when we are teaching, we say you finish, go get a job, go make money. But now, okay, we can argue because we all belong to government, therefore we can say government has interest, and therefore they make central policies, like central government make policies, regulations, mention them, local government, extension, because they have the production offices. You can say NARO makes research, mention it. But I say, this is the reality. We need to know that business-oriented actors are the extension providers, actually. Because it is their thing. It's internal. It is self-motivated. They are looking for money. And that's why I agree with the previous speaker, who was saying, like, for example, agro-dealers. Let's look at importers and exporters. I have talked to you about coffee, cocoa, how the EU DR is going to come in. They have not put this regulation on the governments. They are just putting it on the exporters and the importers in Europe. Now, the importers in Europe are telling us that for me to take your coffee, this is what I need. And because they are the market, that alone, it means that they are providers of information. So the exporters here are working around it and also communicating down. And that's why I think if you want to think that you are an extension service provider, make sure you are one of the actors I'm talking about. So are you an exporter? If no, then there you are not providing the what? Or the importer there. Because those are the people who know the market requirements. Now, let's look at the trader. The traders in Uganda are the ones who move actually commodities, if you like. So these traders, they know what is required. And if I know what is required, it means I'm going to tell you what you are supposed to do. So that's why the traders become very important part of extension services. So if you want your information to go and go for free, then pass it through the what? The traders. Because once they know, for them they are going to command. Because for us in business, we command with money. You are going to command with words. Words don't work on a business person. It's only money that the business person actually what? Listens for. So if I say, I want honey of this quality, of this and this and this, that is what they are going to bring to me. And they are going to give this information downwards. So the more they have good information, the more they will take it down. And let's see, aggregators. These aggregators could be cooperatives, for example. They can be rural transformation centers. They can be companies. They can be self-styled business persons at lower level. These people now, they are the ones who know the moisture content, simani what, all those kind of things. For them, once they know, they provide better what? Extension services. That's why they even sell a lot. Nowadays, it is no longer about agri-input having a shop here in Chikubo and you think you are going to sell. You need to... Okay. I think my time is off or not. Agro-input dealers, I wanted to explain why I saw my friend here, the association head of agro-input dealers. These ones can provide extension because every day they ask them. And do you know where the problem now is? Look at all agro-input dealers in villages. They are not educated. So now which information are they giving? And yet, when you go there, you ask them, Kanukakora Katya. I don't know those who know English to translate Uganda, but it means, how does it work? But you're asking this person who has not gone to school and is just selling. And they only use licenses of the educated people to be able to what? To sell. So we need to target these people, educate them on things in the market, the new things, and then they will provide better extension services. Because remember, extension has changed. It's about money. In reality, farmers don't think that it's a long time when farmers were not educated. Nowadays, we have educated farmers, by the way. So they are also extension service providers because once it is their business. So once they know, they want others. They want, because people have come to appreciate that you cannot sell if you are alone. If you are in per day alone growing, say, coffee, who is going to come there? You need to convince others and train them and be able to have product that is significant in terms of volume and quality that is going to attract the buyers. MBOs, those are member-based organizations of value chains. They are extension workers, like the one I told you, Tornado, like now UFAS, like those can provide extension services because they have a value chain they are commanding. So that makes it easier. Manufacturers, they are now also the extension service providers. So in reality, the financial institutions they are the ones who lend money. You go to all these financial institutions now. They have agriculture department and they have trained people. They do business analysis. They do all those kind, because if I give you my money, I want my money back. So I must be seen to be playing some part. So the consumers, you may think that consumers are no longer extension service providers, or they are not. But they are the ones who consume. Once they talk that we want, you go to Europe, they say, we want a pineapple smaller like this, what? So if you produce your pineapple from Ruero, very big, nobody is going to take it because the consumers there, they don't want. So, because for us, business, we respond to consumers. That's what we do. So, that's very important for us. Influencers, those people go to internet every day. And how many minutes have you spent today minus going to internet? Then you will know. So if those people have good information, good content, then they will do it for us. Data driven, I think I already talked about it, but that's important, like EUDR compliance. Nowadays, people are talking about C3D. I'll not explain that. That is how, like now, digitalization for coffee, for cocoa is happening. We trace the plots and things like that. I think I will not go much into it. So people want to see innovation. Show organizers, I talked about them. Agrotourism farms, those are now also emerging extension service providers. People want to go to a place, enjoy it, but also run. Incubation centers. In extension service, free or commercial, no free food. And is there money to make in extension? Smart money to make, please. Note that. But how do you make it? Make sure that you are an actor in any of those I've talked about or add, but incorporate your extension costs in your business. Nobody wants to just pay. Just incorporate in your business. And for you, in business, MTN cannot show you that they want to make money out of us. They say they want to communicate. That's how also we have to do it. Be ahead, because if you don't have knowledge, have digital data, be consistent, reliability, availability, trusted. Tomorrow, by the way, my colleague will come here and present about the approach we are using in Tornado. Don't miss. That is our export hub. That is honey from Karamoja. And between 25th to 27th August 2026 at Hotel Africana, we shall have the Apimondia Symposium. It is the fourth in Africa, actually, of 104 years of existence. So don't miss. And whenever you are going to take a drink, don't miss honey from World of Bees. Thank you very much.